one thing. I want everybody to look at me. I'm going to pass it to coin after I say one thing. That's a W. Let's eat one. Let's eat one. That's a W. How many people want to eat a W tonight? How many eat a W tonight?
And again, we start with the countdown from 5. Brian goes, "How's the course?" The course is good, Brian.
Good.
How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. We're doing this at an odd hour, which is different. Obviously, with you being in a completely different location than you normally are.
I'm in Africa.
Yes.
Legit.
Yep. And I'm still in my suburbs of Chicago. So
I was on the maps thing, just like scrolling around on it. I'm like, I wonder where exactly I am. I've looked at it a few times, but the fact that I have to like basically scroll halfway around the world to get back to like America is wild.
Yes. Yeah.
Kind of freaks
we
me
talked
out
about it before. Yeah, we talked about it before. What, you took 3 flights to get there? Was it 3 or 4?
I went from Florida to New York, from New York to Paris to Cairo.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Total 22 hours of travel, counting the layovers.
That sounds like torture. Like, that's torturous.
You know, I slept a lot. And then I just walked around the Paris airport just to get my body moving a little bit. And there needs to be gyms in airports. I don't know.
Dude, I don't know
what's
who's
going
missing out on that business, but that's like, I feel like we've been saying that for years. Like, if you have a layover of 3 hours, like, give me a gym and a shower.
Easy.
Like, I'll carry on clothes or whatever. Like, I'll go do a workout. I'll shower. I'm ready to go. I'll feel great.
Yeah, you probably have to bring, like, flip-flops, you know, for the showers and stuff so you don't get, you know, any weird stuff. But, yeah, surprised. I was like, man, I would love to be able to work out right now.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't do that in, like, the lounges, like the Delta lounges and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like it'd be a good place. Like, hey, maybe not everyone can use it or whatever, but if you pay for, you know, because if you're like a whatever Delta member or whatever, you get access to those lounges.
I'd pay $20 to use it.
Yeah, I would too. Like, just for the day. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, that's a no-brainer. That's like...
I would too, actually.
Because, like, all I was doing, I was just basically just eating. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm kind of hungry. I'll get another snack, I guess.
You just sit down. You're just sitting there.
I'm just sitting and fucking eating, like, peanut M&Ms.
How long was the layover?
I had a 2-hour layover in New York and then a 5-hour layover in Paris.
5 hours is tough. That's tough.
Yeah, I played a lot of Nintendo Switch. Then kind of got bored. Nice. My butt started to hurt. I'm like, I need to move around because I'm about to be on another flight for 4 hours. And then I had to take a cab 2 hours to my hotel once I landed. It was brutal.
Yeah, that sucks, man. I'm sorry. That sucks. But
dude,
you're there.
I'm living the dream. What are you talking about?
Now you're there and you get to do a bunch of fun shit that so a lot of us don't get to, and you know, I sit at a desk all day. So it's good.
Okay, got sad. But anyway, so I traveled all day on Sunday, so I didn't get to see any of the games.
Yeah.
But, you know, I went back, watched a bunch of clips, listened to every podcast you can think of, just to catch myself up and see what was going on. But we had a record-breaking, or I don't want to say breaking, but first time in 55 years, the favorites went, or there was one game that was one possession.
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
So, do you want to talk about the Bengals? Because that was that game.
Yeah, sure.
Because we did say in this podcast last week, if you lose to the Jets,
I might not be
you're
here.
Gonna be really, yeah.
And I almost wasn't. Like we were texting back and forth about this. Like, hey, what time's gonna work? Because so Mike's 8 hours ahead of me right now. So he is significantly so our timing's off from when we normally do the podcast, and we were talking about it.
Just a little.
And I was kind of like, I could skip this week. I was kind of like, I
wasn't gonna let you out that
yeah,
easy.
I know. I was like, damn it. But then it was like, okay, no, we'll do this. We'll make a time work for me after work before you go to bed, which, I mean, it's midnight for you right now. So, like, you're obviously still kind of on a weird sleeping schedule. But yeah, you didn't miss much of the NFL this past week. I think I was so like focused on that Bengals game that I didn't realize. I saw that stat later in the day. Like, I didn't realize how shitty the rest of the games are, because this is what happens when the Bengals do shit like they did on Sunday. I kind of like shut down for the day. Like, I don't really want to talk. I don't really want to do anything. I don't watch football. Like, I barely watch any football. Like, I might have it on in the background, but I'll try and do something else instead. Like, I really don't pay attention that much once some of that stuff happens. And then, like, I watched I didn't watch a ton of the Sunday night game. Like, I had it on again in the background. I was doing other shit though. I was coming back from a trip anyway, so like I was unpacking and doing all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it pissed me off, man. That pissed me off. That game sucked. But I do think, like, I called it last week. I said this last week. I was like, this win feels great, beating the Steelers on Thursday night. But the defense is a major problem. Like, statistically, they are worse than they were last year. And you made a great point last week that, like, I hadn't thought about before, was the offense had put the defense in such bad positions. Like, in those couple weeks when Browning, those 3.5 weeks when Browning was starting, they turned the ball over so much that, of course, their stats are going to be a little bit inflated in a negative way because offenses are starting to short fields, all that kind of stuff. They didn't turn the ball over once this week and scored 38 points, and they lost. They are now 1-3 the last 2 years when scoring over 38 points. That's like impossible.
Insane.
Like, that's impossible. I don't understand. Like, so I feel a little bit vindicated because this team sucks. Like, it's not going anywhere. The defense is so bad that it doesn't really matter what the offense does. And, like, winning feels great. It's fun to win. Like, you're in a better mindset when your whole week's better. Like, I listen to podcasts again. I do my whole thing. Like, this week I haven't listened to shit because I don't want to, because I know it's all bad. But yeah, I mean, this is a problem that this has been an issue for the last couple of years, that they didn't re-sign some of their key players, DJ Reader, Jesse Bates. Like, you can take it all the way back to some of that kind of stuff. They brought back, and we've talked about this a couple of times on this podcast, they brought back the exact same defense as last year. The only thing they changed was they signed a TJ Slayton at like a average nose tackle to a 2-year, like $12 million deal, I think it was. Or it was either two-year, 9.5, very minimal salary. That was the only veteran they brought in to this defense to change it up from last year. I guess they brought Owen Burks too, but still, like, he's a backup. He's a special teamer and a backup. So, like, those are the two guys they brought in. And then they drafted a project defensive end in the first round, which I think everyone on this podcast knows that listened to it. I was the one guy I didn't want them to take through the entire draft process. They took him, a project defensive end, when one of their biggest needs is pass rush. They drafted a 25-year-old linebacker in the second round that they're expecting to start to replace Jermaine Pratt, who wasn't great last year, but best case scenario, you're probably getting the same production you would have gotten from Jermaine Pratt again. And then a 4th-round linebacker. They doubled up on linebacker with 2 of their first 4 picks. And then those 2 guys are starting, and they look like rookie linebackers. They're grading out as 2 of the worst linebackers in the NFL. Like, nothing in the secondary was done to help improve the secondary, which was a major problem last year. They made their starting safety take a pay cut and said, hey, you're going to take a pay cut, but we're not going to bring anyone else to compete with you. So, like, awesome. Like, they knew it was a problem, but they still didn't do anything about it. So, I don't know. It's just frustration. I think it starts at the top, as it always does. And you bring in, like, what that tells me, like, from a defensive side of the ball, they felt it was they absolutely felt this was a Lou Anarumo problem, not developing all these young guys that they've spent a lot of draft capital in. They thought Al Golden could come in and fix that. And I'm not blaming Al Golden, because it's almost an impossible situation to walk into, where you walk into one of the worst defenses in NFL history and they do nothing to really improve it. And you're expected to make them better in your first year as a defensive coordinator in the NFL. Like, he got handed a shitty plate. So, like, I think you need to blow it up. I think you need to blow it up. I think you need to fire Zach Taylor, start over, get a whole new staff. And I think it's time for Duke Tobin to go. He's the one who, at the end of the day, has final say in these drafts. The draft picks the last 4 or 5 years, besides your Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Amarius Mims, who's solid as an offensive lineman, and then you can throw like DJ Turner in there. He's had a good year this year. But like other than that, they've got no one from those first couple rounds. Like Logan Wilson did well for a little bit, but he's been benched, and I mean that's going back 4 or 5 years already. Like that's the 2020 draft. Like it's Chase Brown, I guess, was a hit with a 5th rounder, but we see running backs hit all the time late in the draft. Like running backs, one of those positions that you can kind of get them anywhere in the draft, and it's sad. I'm sad. I hate it. It sucks.
Yeah,
it just sucks because
one of those things where
you don't see how it's going to change. I just don't see how it's going to change. Like it's a vicious cycle. If they don't draft well, they're in trouble, and they have a very big history of not drafting well. And like that's where I have no confidence. I have no faith. And yeah, it's sad. I'm sad. But it is what it is. Season sucks, man. God. No Joe Burrow. Like you didn't have Joe Burrow to watch. Like at least last year was fun to watch the offense because you had Joe Burrow. Like Joe Flacco's done great. Like I'm very impressed with Joe. Like it's fun to watch the offense play. But God, like it sucks. It's so depressing.
You could do a Bengals pod every week,
dude. Oh, absolutely.
For an hour.
I was thinking about that, like going into this. I was like, because this is not everything I want to say, right? I'm trying to get it across like somewhat simply, but like you could go into so much more detail about all this stuff. I was going to say that to you. I was like, I feel like I needed a separate podcast for just the Bengals. I could do like 30, 40 minutes a week, just straight on Bengals. And
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like when it's bad, there's more to talk about because when it's going good, you're just, you're just excited. But when is it going to go good? And also what the Bengals did last week against the Steelers, gives you, it's kind of like what I always say about Cincinnati sports. They're always good enough to break your heart.
Yep.
And they like reel you in. It's like UC football right now, University of Cincinnati football. They're ranked 17th. I just saw Stanford Steve on Pat McAfee put them in the college football playoff. Put Cincinnati in the college football playoff, and I'm like, and they're 9.5 plus 9.5 this week against Utah. College game days going there. They're going to be on national TV, and they're going to get destroyed. And I'm just like, I'm building up all this hope, and I'm getting told that they're good for it to just crumble down. And I feel like that's kind of the Bengals every year. There's always something that's just like, why can't we get over this hump? But at least for the Bengals, you kind of know what you need to do, and especially as an organization, like you gotta get rid of Zach Taylor, gotta get rid of Duke Tobin. Like it's time. It's finally time because the offense, they have all the weapons, but they just have no one on defense.
No, there's no one on defense, and like that's the thing. Duke Tobin, like he's not even the general manager. Like he's the general manager, but they don't even give him that title. He's the director of player personnel. The only people who were in that role before him, Mike Brown and his dad. Like he's basically family. Like I just don't think he's been doing this since the year 2000. I think is the year that he started.
Like it's
like
Walmart Dallas.
Like yeah, it's the same shit, and it just I got two more quick stats for you. They've given up. I said this last week. They've given up 28 straight points in 7 straight games. The only game they didn't was Week 1 against Cleveland, where they won 17-16. If they go, so they have the Bears, Steelers, and Patriots the next 3 weeks. If they give up 27 or more points in those 3 games, it'll be an NFL record for most amount of games, giving up 27 straight points, which I find very doable. Like I don't. The Steelers already did it once. Patriots look phenomenal, and then you got the Bears, who Bears is probably your best chance to slow the streak down. I don't see it stopping. And the Bengals are now 10-1 coming off of Thursday night games with the extra rest in their last 11 games.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that's a wild stat.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, they have the Bears this week, who just got beat by Tyler Huntley and the Broken Ravens. How do you feel about the Bears?
Joe Flacco might not play, so I
oh, that's true.
Yeah, like I don't think the Bears. I think the Bears. I think there's pieces there. They've won against the bad teams. I feel like you said they didn't get blown out, but a bad
What do you mean
interception
they lost by
Caleb.
14?
Yeah, it was closer in the fourth quarter, and then Caleb Williams threw a bad interception and on his own 10-yard line, like kind of halfway through the fourth quarter when they were going to go down to try and tie the game, which led to a touchdown with a couple minutes left. But yeah, their defense is also completely battered. Like their 2 starting corners, or it might even be 3 starting corners, are out with injury. So like their defense is obviously have some issues. But I feel the same way about Chicago as I felt at the beginning of the season. They're going to be a team that'll win a couple games, but they're still a year away. They still have another year to go before I think they're really a contender. Like I think this is a toss-up game against a bad Bengals team. I have no idea what's going to happen.
I've been seeing a lot of comparisons to the Markel Fultz, Lonzo Ball, Jason Tatum, and then Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Drake Maye comparisons. Mm-hmm. Like Boston with that 3rd pick.
Yeah.
I mean, Drake Maye is unbelievable.
He looks so good, man. Like, I didn't know this, though. He has yet to record a 300-yard passing game. I found that out this week, which is kind of hard to believe.
Interesting. But I feel like that's not that – I don't know. Their team feels so complete. I mean, he didn't even finish the – I mean, he went 21 for 23, 222 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, it's super efficient.
That was against the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
And then what did he do this week? He got sacked 5 times. He played the Browns. Got sacked 5 times.
That's right.
Myles Garrett just throwing a fit. Ew. Jeez.
I do have a question. I have a question for that.
Hold on, really quick.
Yeah.
18 for 24, 282 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Yeah.
Then 7 rushes for 50 yards.
Yeah, he's playing unbelievable, and it's not just short passes. Like I think he at one point had completed 10 of his 12 passes that were 20+ yards down the field. So like he is efficient.
People are saying he's the best long ball in the game.
Yeah, he's efficient and accurate down the field. And like the big thing with the Patriots coming this season was like they needed more playmakers, right? Like that was the thing they were missing, but they're making it work with what they have. Diggs has been playing great. I think he's been a little bit of a surprise coming off an ACL.
Booty.
Yeah, Booty's been good. And then you have, they're not even using TreVeyon Henderson, who like a lot of people, at least in the fantasy world, thought was going to be some stud running back for fantasy purposes, and he's kind of not even being utilized. So well,
did a good game last game.
He did. That was like his first game that he was able to. He got some carries. He was in the doghouse for the last couple weeks before that. I know that because he's on my 3 of my fantasy teams. Tough to have starting. But yes. Yeah. So Myles Garrett has 5 sacks. Obviously, he's pissed because they lost by 19, 32-13. Do you feel bad for Myles Garrett?
I know you want me to say no, but kind of.
Okay, because I don't.
I know you don't because the $40 million thing, and
yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like
he chose this.
Yeah. Man, was he? I mean, he had to be getting $40 million anywhere else, right?
Yes, he was going to get a massive contract from anyone.
Then I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad at all.
It's one thing to say he requested the trade, and then I don't remember the exact timeline, but it was within a week or two when he signed his new deal after requesting a trade. And he went on the Super Bowl media tour saying, "Yep, I want to go to a winner. All I care about is winning now." And that's why when the contract came out, everyone was kind of surprised and taken aback because he was so for being traded. But maybe he realized the writing was on the wall and he was never going to get traded, and that was just not going to be a possibility. So when they came to him with this kind of record-breaking deal at the time, he just kind of was like, you know what, I'm not going to get traded. I might as well get as much money as I can. But when I saw him getting pissed off on the sidelines, I was kind of like, you've been there for 7 years now or whatever long he's been there. You know what this is about. Yeah. You knew there was no quarterback playing. Yeah, you knew you guys weren't going to be. I mean, maybe he didn't know that, and maybe it's that's part of all this is you just believe so much in the team you're on. But he took the money, which is fine. He's within his right to take the money, but I don't know. I don't feel that bad for him. Yeah,
people were trying to put him in trades, but if Cleveland traded him, they'd have $65 million in dead cap, and
there's no way he's getting traded.
And
no way he's getting traded.
Yeah, you can't trade it. That sucks. You're going to end your career in Cleveland, and your best season is going to be. Was he on that Baker? Baker team.
The one he has one playoff win. Yep.
Yeah.
When
that's going to be his highlight. It's going to be the highlight of his career unless Deshaun Watson comes back and he's Deshaun Watson again, but that's not going to happen.
I don't think that's good. I don't think he's seeing the field again. I don't see that in any way, shape, or form. So
you think so?
No, I don't think so. I think he's done. So another one I want to talk about, just because it was a rematch. We talked about it last week leading up to this. Eagles put it to the Giants a little bit. Cam Scatterboo, obviously, with the season-ending injury, which is a massive bummer. But did that game go according, kind of what you thought with the Eagles coming off a loss from 2 weeks earlier? Is that kind of what you expected from a turnaround, even without A.J. Brown?
Yeah, I mean, they've proven they don't really need A.J. Brown. He's just more of an asset than someone like. I just feel like a lot of teams needs that guy, and they have Devontae Smith, they have Dallas Goedert, they have Saquon Barkley, and usually that alone is all you need. And I'm pretty sure Tank Bigsby had over 100 yards rushing as well. So they're just solid. I mean,
Saquon get hurt.
The one, he strained pulled his groin or something.
Okay.
Yeah, but big part about that game, besides the Scatterboo thing, the tush push.
Oh yeah, here we go again. Tush push.
See, every sport has their thing, right? It's missed calls in baseball, like where's the strike zone? There's weird foul calls in basketball, or the travel rule, like what is it? Or you can carry the ball now, and in football, you can call holding basically in every play if you really wanted to. And now this tush push thing where they can't even officiate it right, where are they onside? When is forward progress stopped? Because the whole point of the tush push is you have that one initial QB dive, but then you have the second push, right? So that play, I think, should have been a fumble for sure.
Oh yeah, I was going to say that one. I don't know how they stopped that so quickly. Like that one, if I was a Giants fan, I would have been pissed if that happened.
The only argument you have with this right now is it's impossible to officiate, so you have to take it out. And honestly, that's an argument I can listen to, but at the same time, they're the only ones running it.
Yeah, I think there's some validity behind the you can't officiate it, more so because we talked this in the offseason, more so than the injury reasoning why, because there was no data or anything to show that it was causing excess injuries. It was a play that was leading to more injuries. But I think this year specifically, as shown from an officiating standpoint, it feels like almost every time it's run, you see the clips going viral on whatever, Twitter, X. And I think that's more of a valid reason to get rid of it. This was a bad one. This is going to be one bad. This is one where they're going to point to and be like, this is why we need to get rid of it, is stuff like this. I don't get why they do that sometimes, why they blow the whistle so quick. I don't understand. And it's not even just that play. It happens across the league all the time where as soon as someone gets stood up, they might blow the whistle. But then later in the game, they'll get stood up and push back, and then they'll wait, they'll sit on their whistles, and then a fumble will come out. So it's just very inconsistent, which I know that's part of the game, right? And that's part of what you love about football is some of that human error involved in it. Why you don't want it to go all electronic,
just like in all sports.
Yes, yeah. But that one was bad. That was tough. It was hard to find a reason to
can't defend that one.
Yeah, that was a tough one to defend. For sure.
There's no defending that play.
Yes, yeah, there is no defending that one. I do think you're right. I think it's gone. I think it's gone after this year. It'll be banned next year.
There's just too much outrage about it, and I'm not sure if the league wants that.
No,
but also the reffing this year has been pretty bad.
Yeah, dude,
there's either been flags on every other play. Obviously, that's exaggerating, but or like you have that Chiefs game where there's not one
penalty. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have even the Steelers Packers game where the defensive player was clearly offsides. Aaron Rodgers sees it, and it's a free play for him, and then he's like yelling at the refs, and they showed him yelling in slow mo, calling him a cocksucker for like 5 minutes. And
was that the shot he threw at the DK, right? He threw a pass.
Yeah.
I think that yeah.
yeah, just the officiating's been weird, and there's just been a lot of talks of like we kind of talked about this in the off season, but how the refs are part time basically.
Yes, and I think that needs to change. Yeah, that needs to change to be full time. It would make a difference, I think.
Yeah, I think their contract is up next year, so there might be replacement refs again for a few games. So yeah, and then I think the next biggest story, because like all the favorites won. I kind of pointed this out last week, where I'm like, we kind of know who's good.
Yep.
And it kind of proved itself. I mean, the favorites covered 11 of, or they went 11 and 2 against the spread.
I think was that what it was? 11-2. I think it was 11 wins. I can't remember how many losses there were, but let's see how many games were there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. Yeah, 11-2. I mean, for me, the biggest surprise, like I think it's surprise would be the Dolphins 34-10 over the Falcons, and like
I was gonna say the Falcons are frauds. We knew that.
Yeah, I took them -7.5 before some of those injuries. Like before I knew Drake London was going to be out, and then before Kirk Cousins was going to cut. Like I didn't, and that's part of the risk of when we do these podcasts on Wednesdays. You don't always have the full injury reports. Who's going to play, who's not going to play, and that stuff changes. But I mean, the fact that I took the Falcons at -7.5 is just embarrassing in general. Like, we kind of knew that team, even when they beat the Bills. Like we said on this podcast, like I don't think you can consider them contenders. They lost to the Panthers 30-0. They have that in them. They have that capability to be that bad. And they're missing obviously Michael Penix, which
the Dolphins are terrible.
Yeah, and the Dolphins are terrible. Like they're coming off a horrendous loss to the Browns just the week prior, and so that's why I did it. It was a little bit reactionary off of what I saw. It was more Dolphins than Falcons. But good for the Dolphins coming in, stepping up. Like Tua played well. He had 4 touchdown passes. Waddle finally had like a solid breakout game, which I think was good to see. But yeah, I think you're right. I think Falcons are pretenders. And I saw Kirk Cousins. Did you see that report that Kirk Cousins wants to get traded at the trade deadline to go to a contender? It's kind of like you had your job interview on Sunday and it didn't go very well. He didn't play terribly though. I wouldn't really put that on him. But obviously losing the Dolphins 34-10 is not going to be the greatest way to come to the trade deadline looking to be a starter. I don't even know who he would start for right now.
Yeah, I can't think of a team he could go to.
Browns?
I think everyone either has their guy or no. Browns.
No, Browns want to do the starters. But yeah, Vikings. The Vikings thing is interesting, man. The Vikings thing is interesting. I felt bad.
Yeah.
Did you watch the game on Thursday?
I did.
Dude, I was like, get him off the field. Like, he was getting...
It was bad.
It was like the sacrificial lamb. Like,
it was so bad.
You lost 37-10. I think what was it? It was 21-3 at halftime. So, like, you were already down 18 at half. So, like, it's not over, right? Because we saw in the Bengals game, they had a 15 or 14-point lead 3 different times, twice in the fourth quarter, and lost. I think it was twice in the fourth quarter. I'm pretty sure it was 2 different times in the fourth quarter. So, like, anything's possible. But once you're down that much, like, game's over. Man, like, every time he got hit, he was in so much pain. I felt bad.
It was like Rocky.
Yes.
Rocky against the Russian, but losing.
He was still in until the last drive of the game when they were down 37-10. I think he got replaced in the last drive.
Rocky in his first fight against Clubber Lang. That's what it was like.
Yeah, and obviously now we know he's out for the year with the torn labrum. So.
Yeah, and a broken shoulder.
Yes, God, I feel bad for him. I feel so bad for him.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting when they roll out J.J. McCarthy and his 6-week-long ankle sprain.
Well, they said he tore his labrum in London against the Browns 2 or 3 weeks ago. So like he's been playing through this for 2 or 3. It's obviously gotten worse as the season's gone on. He wanted to play through it, like that's what they came out and said. So it wasn't all on the coaching staff. But I agree with you. Like that's an indictment more on JJ McCarthy than anything. Like they're going to throw this guy out here.
Cousins.
Yeah, they should have never got rid of Sam Darnold. I know we've said it 4 times, but should have never got rid of Sam Darnold.
Yeah, that was a huge. It's like you have this guaranteed thing.
Mm-hmm.
Worst case scenario, he isn't good again, and you still have JJ McCarthy.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I think it was a cost thing. And then last big one for me, Bills blow out the Panthers. Doing so.
That's a big one? They ended Andy Dalton's career.
Yeah, they did end Andy Dalton's career. I mean more so like big one, like the Bills came out.
Oh, they needed a big one.
Yeah, they needed a big win, and they kind of showed they can win without Josh Allen being a superhero, which I think is important. Like you want to see your team be able to do that. Because we were talking about it. He went 12 for 19. He only threw 19 passes. They put up 40 points, 163 yards, 1 touchdown. Which I think is
James Cook runs for 216 yards.
Yeah,
that's insane.
No, and that's what I mean. It helps. Like when you have that capability I think it's nice knowing you don't need to be a superhero to win. Obviously, the Panthers isn't the greatest competition, but they were 4-3 coming in. It's not like they were a 0-7, 1-6 team coming into this game. So I just thought that was noteworthy.
They're a soft 4-3 team.
They are. They've won some. Let's see. Actually, I'm curious. I think they beat the Dolphins, the Cowboys, and then
Falcons.
The Jets and the Falcons. Yeah, 30-0. Insane.
Yeah, and the Cowboys look terrible.
Yes, they do.
Dolphins are terrible. They got destroyed with the Patriots. They lost to the Cardinals, brutal. Lost to the Jags, brutal. Beat the Jets 13-6.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Bills got their win. Now they have Kansas City next week, so we're going to really see what they're made
That'll
of.
be fun. That'll be a fun one. I'm excited for that game.
Because Kansas City is it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, they dominated the Commanders on Monday night. It was a good first half.
Commanders are dead.
Yeah, I think Commanders are in trouble. Terry McLaurin's already been ruled out for this week. We'll see on Jane Daniels to see if he comes back. But injuries have kind of got to them. Schedule? No, is it brutal?
Yeah, they got the Seahawks this week.
Okay.
You have Seahawks, Lions, and they have Dolphins. And they go Broncos, Vikings, Giants, Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah,
Plus, everyone's hurt. Everyone's old.
Yeah, I think they're going to be in. And that was the thing with them. Like, I kind of liked what they did in the offseason. They brought in some more vet. Like, the last 2 years, they brought in a lot of vets on defense. But I feel like that can be hit or miss. Like, sometimes that's what you need. Other times you buy them at the wrong time and past their prime, and then it kind of looks like a bad contract. But, yeah, I mean – I think we talked about it last week. They might have been a little bit of a proponent of they had a very easy schedule last year. A little bit of a surprise with Jane Daniels kind of looking better than I think a lot of people thought they would have. And it kind of helped turn them into a NFC contender. And coming into this year, I think a lot of people didn't have them on that list. And I think we were two people that also kind of had them on the fringe of making the playoffs. But injuries sometimes are too hard to overcome. And I think that's going to be it for the Commanders this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree. All right. Who's your player of the week this week?
James Cook. I think I decided to go James Cook again just because same things I said earlier about the Bills winning and kind of leading into the player of the week. 216 yards, 2 touchdowns, rushing on only 19 carries. It's 11.4 average. That's insane. That's tough to do. So I put him as a player of the week. Dominant win for the Bills when I think they needed it coming off of a couple losses. And again, I think it's important to show that they can do this without Josh Allen being a superhero. And that's why he's a player of the week for me.
Yeah, I was going to say Jonathan Taylor has a case as well.
Yeah, he does every week.
153 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
averaging
he does
12.8. He's insane.
He's just going to be my honorable mention every week, and then he'll win it one week. But like I think I made him honorable mention last week too.
Well, he's going to be a topic later, so stay tuned. All right, my top 10 this week. Do you want me to go 1 to 10 or 10 to 1?
Let's do 1 to 10.
All right. Chiefs, number 1.
No complaints there.
Colts, number 2.
I think you can make a case of putting the Colts 1.
If they play head to head, who'd be favored?
I still think you're right, Chiefs. I think Chiefs will still be favored.
Yeah. Then I have the Lions. Then I have the Eagles. Then I have the Packers. Was that 6?
Yeah.
Then I go Patriots, Bucks, Bills,
Okay.
Seahawks, Rams.
Seahawks, Rams. Okay.
And lurking is Denver.
Oh, okay, Denver.
Now, Bengals, we have to go to the other side, and I think they'd be 5th in the bottom.
The bottom 5, yeah.
Bottom 10,
fair.
yeah.
That's fair. No, I like that. I think you can make a case for the Colts being 1, depending on who you are, what you feel. Just from a statistical standpoint, they're ranked as one of the top offenses, one of the top defenses. But I still think you're right. I think the Chiefs probably remain 1. Just history, how they've looked the last few weeks. I know Mahomes had 2 interceptions last week, but they were one of them was kind of
his fault.
Yeah, one of them wasn't his fault. Which I do think they need to come out with some sort of stat for interceptions that are drop passes in some way.
I agree. It should almost go against the receiver.
Yeah, like a fumble or something. I don't know how. Obviously not a fumble, but does the receiver get an interception on their stat sheet? I don't know. I know it's subjective.
Or maybe
right?
like in baseball, it's like in baseball with pitchers. Like if there's an error, it's not an earned run, so you just don't count it against their ratio.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you just don't count it as an interception.
So put like a wide receiver error in there.
Yeah,
you know they have drops.
Yes.
Like you should have drops plus, meaning drops plus this went to the other fucking team.
Yes. Drop INT.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And then it doesn't go against the quarterback. Because I do think that sucks. Because then at the end of the year, you look like...
Because that ball was right here.
Yeah.
It was right here.
And you do these awards, and it always comes down to his turnover ratio, how many interceptions did he throw, blah, blah, blah. And it's yeah, I mean, it wasn't... 3 of those were tip ball, in the receiver's hands. And, people don't remember that, right? You don't... 6 weeks down the line, you kind of forget about it. So I do think Chiefs being 1 still makes a ton of sense. I really don't have any issues with the rest of the list. I think it's a pretty good list. To kind of what we said last week, I think we know who the good teams are. You didn't have the 49ers on there, right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, okay. That's the one that I know they lost to Houston, not a great Houston team. Again, I think if they just weren't so hurt, they would be right there, up there somewhere, kind of in that fringe top 10.
Yeah, they'd be with the Broncos somewhere.
Yeah, I think they'd be with the Broncos. I do think the Broncos are the only other one that I would maybe put in the top 10 instead of on the edge, just because they've looked pretty dominant the last.
Who'd you put them over?
I don't think you could do the Rams,
Seahawks,
right?
Bucks, Bills, Patriots.
Maybe, and I know we've talked very highly about the Bucks. Maybe the Bucks just because of the injuries.
Whoa! 2 weeks ago, the Bucks were 1.
Were they 1 on your list 2 weeks ago?
They were up there.
I don't know, man. It's just hard. The Broncos are 6-2.
But some of these games, man, I understand. They're 8 points away from being undefeated or something like that. Maybe 4 points away.
It's 4. Yeah, 4.
But
you're right though. Eagles was a massive comeback. They were down 14 points in the fourth quarter. Eagles shouldn't have lost that game. They beat the Jets by 2. Giants, they scored 33 in the fourth quarter. So, yeah, okay. That's fair. Yeah. That's fair. Okay. I'll give it to you. I'll back off. A little bit.
Again, if these teams played against each other, I think Denver's the only team that wouldn't be favored by any of them.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't think it'd play any of them either, yeah. They got the Chiefs twice still. They got the Packers. We'll see. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
They actually have a pretty tough schedule. Chiefs twice, Packers, Chargers, Jags are on there. Yeah, okay. All right. Question for you. Before we get to bets, question. You watched any of the MLB? You watched any of the World Series? It's currently 2-2.
I've been watching all the playoffs. Like, inject every sport into my veins, dude.
Yeah.
Because what we had to go through this summer,
Yeah.
I want it all.
Yeah.
And by every sport, I mean football, basketball, baseball, and hockey.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Well, we're at that time of year right now where all four are playing.
Yeah, yesterday was, what were they calling it?
Yeah, what do they call it?
Sports.
Was it Equinox? Is that what
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. No, but I think I've watched almost every pitch of the World Series so far.
Wow.
Yeah, like the game one,
You watched
every single
all
pitch.
18 innings?
Oh, okay. Besides, I fell asleep. I did not watch the end of that game, but I did watch all of game one, all of game two, and like 95% of game four. But game three was the one where I didn't stay up to watch that whole game.
So game 4 was the night I got here. And it started. Game 4 was the night I got here. And I got in my hotel at 3:30 a.m. And I opened up my iPad. I was like trying to scroll, see what sports I can watch. Baseball was on. I watched like the first 4 innings, fell asleep, woke up the next morning, and it was still on because it's like a weird time.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm going to watch the end of this game. And then I saw the Freddie Freeman, like I think I watched like the 15th inning to the 18th inning. I was like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I just couldn't do it. I could not. I fell asleep. I couldn't. I mean, dude, I don't even know what time it ended.
And then at like 2:45 Eastern.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, it's nuts. Obviously I watched the highlights back, but it's been a fun series. 2-2, like it's been a fun series. So it's just cool. Like I don't.
The Dodgers
watch
better win.
Baseball, so it's been nice for the playoffs at least. You want the Dodgers to win?
We can't.
I want it to go to 7.
We can't. Yeah. No, I wanted to go to 6. I wanted a good series, and we're getting it, which is nice because everyone was talking about how the Dodgers are going to roll over. Obviously, I lived in LA for 7 years. I went to like 15 Dodgers games, which that stadium is awesome, but getting in and out of that stadium is the worst of all time. It literally sits on top of a hill, and there's like 2 exits, and it's just a nightmare. And anyway. And I don't want Canada to have America's Pastimes trophy.
Oh, okay. I never thought about it that way. Interesting.
Yeah. Like, what are we talking about? They want a Canadian team to win the baseball, whatever trophy they call it. What's the trophy what do they call it?
I don't even fucking know. World Series trophy?
What is the World Series trophy? I feel like we should know this.
I think
it's called a Commissioner's Trophy. That's so gay.
That's stupid. That's terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there, see if you were watching any of it. So I've been enjoying it. I will watch. I think Game 5 is tomorrow. Is it tomorrow?
No, it's tonight.
Is it tonight? Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. I'm watching that tonight. It's going to be awesome. I'm pumped. That's right. I forgot. They changed it. They changed it from 2-1-1-1 to 2-3-2, just like they did in the NBA. So that's why it's on 3-0. Yeah. Okay.
It's on in 2 hours at 3 a.m. for me.
Yeah, good luck. So, you'll catch the end of it, maybe.
If I wake up at 5, but...
Yeah, you're not going to do that. No,
that sucks. Yeah, all right. What's your parlay?
Okay, my parlay for today is...
This weekend?
I just placed it before we got on, or for this weekend, yeah, before I got on. I went a little bit lighter this week. I want to hit one of these. I'm going back to the well. Amon-Ra's burned me so many times. And then the one time he does hit, I don't know, George Pickens or someone, it was the 1 week they didn't hit. So I'm going back to the well. Amon-Ra against the Vikings. I think the Vikings are going to be in some trouble with, obviously without Wentz, the quarterback kind of controversy internally that they're having. I'm going to go George Kittle against the Giants. I think the Giants are come out a little bit deflated after all their injuries. I feel bad for the Giants. It sucks. But I'm going to go George Kittle anytime touchdown against the Giants, and then CeeDee Lamb against Arizona. So those 3 combined are total odds of plus 819. So I'm going to go a little bit lighter than I have the last couple weeks. I think I've been in the plus 2000s. Go a little bit more chalky and hit one.
Mine just went away, of course. Let's see. That's a good one, though. I like that. I'm going to have you place that for me. Okay.
Yep.
So I have A-Chan, anytime touchdown. I have Rashi Rice, anytime touchdown. That guy has just been addicted to scoring.
Mm-hmm.
Then who else I have? I have Jonathan Taylor, 2 touchdowns.
Ooh.
Against the Steelers, because the Steelers can't stop anything. And then my last one is Jackson Dart, anytime touchdown.
Okay. I like that. I almost
lost all his pieces. That's plus 2,500. So
I almost did Jackson Dart too for that same reason. I was kind of like, he's a gamer. He's great running the ball. They've lost so many pieces. And then I almost did instead of Jackson Dart, I almost did Tyrone Tracy, but I didn't. I was just like, you know what? I'm just nervous about that game for them. I know it's the 49ers with a bunch of injuries themselves, but I do think that game might be a little bit of a blowout. So I just stayed away from it. But I had the same thought process. So
yeah, that's great. All right.
What are the odds? What were the odds for the 2 touchdowns for Jonathan Taylor?
Plus 160.
See, that's nuts. Like, that is stupid.
He's automatic.
That's
He's automatic.
like, here, hold on.
Automatic.
Let me see how many times he's done that this year, just out of curiosity.
I'm pretty sure he's had 3 games with 3 touchdowns.
Has he? Let me check real quick. Let's go to Colts. We're gonna go to. He's got 850 rushing yards already and 12 touchdowns. That's nuts. Saquon had 15 touchdowns last year, and it was like one of the greatest seasons for running back. He already has 12 rushing touchdowns. All right, let's see. Let's look at his game log. All right, he has 1, 2, 3. He's got 4 games with 2 or more touchdowns, and 3 of those 4 games were 3 touchdowns. And that's just rushing.
You're welcome.
That's just rushing.
Yeah.
So,
that's insane.
Yeah. I mean that's basically 50-50 odds, right? There's been 8 weeks. So it's plus 160 actually is
He's on pace for like 2,400 rushing yards and 31 touchdowns this year.
Nuts.
And right now he's 7th in the MVP race. Really quick before we go to our bets or like our draft or whatever the fuck we do. When are we going to change this? When are we going to change the MVP to just a quarterback thing?
Oh no, I agree. Like, and I think we talked about this before. Like, I think you need to do an MVP of the league, which is like best quarterback, right? Because that's what it is. Like, that's your, or like just make it. I don't know, but like,
you can call it MVP. But I think people take the name valuable too literally.
Yeah.
Just it's the best player. It's the best player this year, and and obviously the quarterback is the most valuable. But we all know what the MVP is. It's the best player of that year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's like this year would be like if you had to do an MVP, it's Jonathan Taylor, right? But he's not going to win.
Yeah, he's going to win Offensive Player of the Year.
He's going to win Offensive Player of the Year.
Like, what are we fucking doing?
Yes.
Or there should be I don't know. Like, I think we just need to take a step back and be like, all right, what do we want this award to be? Is this only a quarterback award? Because even like last year, like Josh Allen winning it, I understand it's the most important position. And I understand that the word valuable means what it means. But the award is for the most outstanding player of the year, the best player of the year, I don't know, like statistically, like kind of all the above. But I just think, again, I think the word valuable is taken too literally.
I completely agree. I think it's ridiculous. I think it sucks.
It's like the LeBron argument. Like, yeah, he was the best player in the league for 10 years, but there was also other guys having great seasons that year And I get the fatigue thing, but also that's what it is.
Yeah.
Or it should just be a statistical award. Like, I don't know.
I feel like the statistical thing makes a lot of sense and that's what it is. Like it's narrative driven more than anything else. Like that's why I think that's why Josh Allen won last year, because Lamar had already won 2. Their team finished with one more win than the Ravens. Like that's why he got it, but his stats were not to what they were. His stats were not up to par to what Joe Burrow or what Lamar Jackson did. And then the previous year was the opposite. Lamar Jackson's stats were not up to par with what Josh Allen's were, but he got the MVP because his team was the number one. Or like I completely agree with you. It needs to change. It does suck. It feels like it
should be the most outstanding player.
Yeah.
Because
like,
if that were the case, then Andy Reid or well, it's like the coach of the year, like the coach with the most wins should just win it every year, but it's not. It's like fucking Kevin Stefanski wins it or whoever the fuck.
It's
like
the coach of the year is like the opposite, where it's like who coaches a team that's supposed to be bad to a decent team, like who barely makes the playoffs, or like who, you know what I mean? Like Andy Reid hasn't won or coach of the year with the Chiefs. Like how nuts is that he hasn't won coach of the year since he's been with the Chiefs? Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's like, what is it? Because if you just reversed it, like how important is a head coach? Like take away Andy Reid and put in Mike McDaniel. Is the team the same?
Completely different. Yeah, completely.
That's what I'm saying. So it's all flawed. People are too literal about some things, and it's kind of just like annoying. It's like we know what it is.
Yeah,
it's the best player that year.
This feels like, again, it feels like a year where like you can, like this would be one of the best years to make a case for someone that's not a quarterback.
Last year was.
There was some good. I don't think so. There were some really good quarterback performances last year.
Besides Burrow, who?
Lamar had an unbelievable year, like statistically.
Yeah, but.
And his team was good. Yeah,
but Saquon solid. Had a great year, and he was the engine of that offense.
Yeah, I mean, you can make a case like same with the previous years, like Jamar Chase had.
I do think if you miss the playoffs, though,
5 times.
I think if you miss the playoffs, though, you can't win it.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree with that. I think you need to make the playoffs. I would agree with that.
Yeah,
that's like that is the requirement from the team aspect of like you have to make the playoffs. Yeah.
Not just the best quarterback with the best record.
But you don't need to be the 1 seed. That's where it gets me. It's like the situations are also different for all these guys, that like just giving it to the best team with the best record. Like sometimes, I don't know. Could talk about this for like 3 hours, but
I know.
But
anyway, how did we do last week?
I think we went 3-3. You went 2-1. Bringing your record to 15-9.
Oh, I had Brian's having a CJ Stroud-like career.
I'm 11-13. I went 1-2. I made 2 of the worst bets you could probably possibly make. I took Bengals minus 6.5, which they should have hit like 6 different times. I think they had 4 14-point leads at different points in that game. And then I took Falcons minus 7.5. Like we talked about it earlier. It was just like stupid. And then I had Philly, New York over 43.5, which cleared by a mile. So,
attaboy.
Yeah, your Colts minus 14. We talked about it, how we were a little bit nervous. That easily hits.
I wasn't nervous.
Easily hits.
I told you I wasn't nervous.
38-14. Easily hits. God, the Colts are so good. We didn't talk about them. God, I love it. Love to see it. Love to see Danny Dimes.
We kind of talked about him. I mean, Danny Dimes. He's
going to make himself some money this year.
Yeah, all right. I can't go on DraftKings, so I'm going to have to use Hard Rock.
That's fine. I'll put in the odds that I have on DraftKings for yours.
Okay. It's my first time looking at this. And I'm going to go ahead right away and take Denver plus 1.5.
Denver.
At minus 105. Is that what DraftKings is?
Plus 1.5. Let me check. Denver is... They are minus 108, plus 1.5.
Cool.
All right. I'm going to go. I do like that. Them being, how are they underdogs? I guess they're on the road. Still surprising.
Yeah,
Still surprising. Who do the Colts play?
Steelers.
Give me the Colts -3. I'm gonna hop on. I haven't taken the Colts once this year.
I was gonna say, dude, if the Colts lose any game, it's gonna be this one.
You think it's gonna be this one, just because it's Mike Tomlin kind of back against the wall after 2 tough losses?
Yeah, I think so.
No, I think the Colts. Their offense is too good. The Steelers' defense. It's the highest paid defense in football. And they rank towards the bottom of pretty much every category. So I'm gonna go Colts -3. I gotta hop on the bandwagon. I haven't taken them once this year, I don't think. So it's time.
That being said, give me the Patriots -5 against Atlanta.
That's a good one. -5.
At -110.
Yeah, I got a -110 as well. Okay, Patriots -5 against Atlanta. I like that. I don't know who's playing, who's not playing for Atlanta yet, but regardless, I think that's a good bet. Let's see. Yeah, I agree. God, division games are tough. Part of me wants to take the Lions -8.5 against Minnesota. I'm gonna do it. Give me Lions -8.5. The quarterback. Who knows who's gonna play quarterback for the Vikings? Like, there's talks that JJ McCarthy still might not be ready. Give me Lions -8.5 at -110. Big spread, though.
It is a big spread. And I'm going to take a big spread as well. Give me the Rams -14 against the Saints.
Saints? You love the Rams.
I do. Dude, they're fucking good. It's Matt Stafford, honestly. Puka's back. They're off a bye.
Is Puka back this week?
Yeah.
Okay. That does make a big difference. A part of me wants to place a bet on the Chiefs Bills. I think I did that last year. I did it earlier this year with the Bills and Ravens, but I'm 11-13. I need to get back up to 500, so I'm not going to touch that game.
Ooh, I wish I could change one.
Let's see.
Dude, you got to take Seahawks -3 against the Commanders.
Yeah, I'm going to take Seahawks -3 against the Commanders.
Yeah. I can't believe I didn't see that.
Yeah. Jane Daniels, I think, is supposed to be back this week, but Terry McLaurin is not playing. Seahawks are playing unbelievable. Yeah, I still think. Again, you're on the road, which kind of sucks, but give me Seahawks -3. So let me run down them real quick. Mike, Denver +1.5 at -108. Patriots -5 at -110. Rams -14 at -105. And then I had Colts -3, -115. Lions -8.5, -110. And then Seahawks -3, -110. 6-0. I can feel it. I think I say that every week.
Oh, yeah.
This is the week.
Follow us at Traveling Athlete Pod on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and at Athlete Pod on Twitter. And we'll be back live from Egypt next week.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. We gotta do it again, dude. Let the lens cap out.